everybody, it's your girl, Pjamma, with PjammaLyfe. Whoops! And today, we have an extra special guest with us, Peter, from the
Hello.
Superpower Dare Die team. Say hey
Hello.
to the people.
How you going, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Peter's all the way on the south side. South Pacific, that is.
Down south, yeah.
Joining us today, and then I have these two characters here and here somewhere. David, say hey to the people.
Hey, everybody. Great to be with you. We're here at the end of September. We will see you next summer, I suppose. Messing up some words from an old song. Great to be with you to talk about some wonderful programs and some that could maybe use a few more midichlorians in them. We will be talking about that tonight.
Oh, and my other brother from another mother, Patrick. Say hey to the people.
Hey, everybody. Glad to have everybody here. Say what? Yeah, okay, just FYI. Yeah, I've been in quarantine for just my last day of isolation. So, yeah, good times, but I'm fine. I'm pulling through. My wife's sick with it now. So, hey, I share everything, and I'll share my reviews.
Way to share your sickiness.
Move on, yes.
Well, we're hoping that Patrick is feeling better, because I know I was feeling good with all the things we were watching. And first up, say hey to Electric Melanin. Hey, Electric Melanin, good to see you. And here we go with the first of a new spinoff, GenV. Let's take a look from the Boys franchise.
What kind of super are you? I'm Dean Indira Shetty. Welcome to Godolphin University. Perhaps you'll join the Crimson Countess School for the Performing Arts. Or maybe you'll be accepted into the Lamplighter School of Crime Fighting.
No tiny action hero shit.
Got it. Get it. Got it. Good.
Sweet Jesus.
I don't know why Luke did it. We are in over our heads.
In the real world, everybody uses everyone. This is fucking crazy.
Oh shit, someone's rolling.
I think. Yeah, definitely. Oh my god! You're gonna have a three-way. You're literally living my dream.
Freshman class is savage this year.
Oh, this is crazy. Well, why don't we let our extra special guest talk about GenV?
Start with me. I'm not a big fan of spin-offs, so I probably wouldn't have. I have watched The Boys, but I probably wouldn't have checked this out if you hadn't said this is what we're going to talk about. And I actually really enjoy. I watched the first 3 episodes, and I thought the first episode was a cracker. Like, I thought it was really good. Like, I thought it was. That's how you do the first episode: get people interested, surprise with some events that happen in it. Like some of the characters that you thought, oh, it'd be good to see that person in a TV show, and oh no, we probably won't be seeing that person in a TV show for the rest of the series. So I thought that the first episode was really good. The second episode was a bit slower, and the third one was a bit slower, but then sort of turned more interesting towards the end. So I'm still keen to watch the rest of it now, but I thought, well done first episode, and I hope that they can build that momentum back up to the peak that was the first episode.
Yeah, that was something else. And if some of you don't know, the Golden Boy character, know who his father was?
No, I don't.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh, okay.
This is Patrick Schwarzenegger.
Patrick.
Yeah, and so once you know that and you look at him, you're like, oh yeah, that's his son.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a lot of kind of faces you don't know, but if you know what they've been in, you'll kind of be like, oh, okay. Patrick, what did you think?
well, I kind of enjoyed this. I love the boys, so I was kind of
Yeah.
more invested than. And I thought, like Peter said, that it was a really good first episode. Really hooked you, drug you in. Wow, they pushed some boundaries, I'm gonna say, and on all kinds of things, on the blood, the gore, the bile, I mean, basically bodily fluids were just everywhere in this, and don't leave any of them out because they were there too, probably. So I mean,
Don't eat your dinner watching it for sure.
if you have problems with that sort of stuff, this is not the show for you. But you probably knew that. I mean, we are heading into October, so this sort of stuff is going to become a little bit more saturated in the airwaves and in the streaming services because this is the time when we do all the horror and we do all that sort of stuff. So, I mean, I was a little kind of already calloused up, ready going for it, but really well done. And I did find the main character not as likable as I wanted her to be, and I understood there's a lot of weird stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
The blonde roommate she was adorable. I mean, she really,
Yeah, she's good.
really, yeah, I mean, she just really made me rooting for it made me care about what was going on with her. So real good job on that. That's tough to do, in just a couple episodes. Really start caring for a character, but you felt for her. So good job on that. Overall, liked it.
Yeah, David, already know, brother.
well, I mean, I have a lot of feelings about this film. On one hand, I think it is really well done. There was really good acting performances. I saw that. I do kind of like the concept of the superhero school. I mean, we saw a little bit, I guess, with like the wizards and all, and some of these things. I will say, I think 2005 Sky High did it better and more fun. And you don't ever, I can just see a commercial in the future. It's like, well, I start to have this not fresh feeling, but I didn't kill anybody, so that's good.
Oh,
I mean, so there was that aspect of it. Hey, I'm saying, I will say this: the roommate has a great superhero talent because I kind of like the idea that if I could do that, then I could like shrink down and I could like hang out with my little action figures everywhere. So I like that. In all seriousness, bloody, violent, but a lot of talent there. I love seeing Elizabeth Shue at the start. And she's a bad guy with the one line she's got in the movie. But if you can, take some anti-nausea medicine before you start, you don't want to watch Sky High. This will do you for a little bit.
Well, and if you're more of a violent tendencies. But we already knew this. The boys was super violent.
Oh, yeah.
So, come on now. They're not going to switch it up. They have to kind of ratchet up a little bit. I really had a lot of fun with this. It was, you could see the boys kind of through line through it. But what was really interesting to me was the take on typical teen issues. You've got bulimia, you've got cutting, you've got drug use, you've got bullying and cyberbullying, and they're all in a superhero kind of milieu. The pain of menstrual cycle makes you, God, you want to kill people.
I don't believe that's real, Pam. I'm sorry.
But she literally can kill people while she's on it. So it was just a really kind of nice metaphor for these things going on in with teenagers. And so I thought that was really kind of inventive. I hadn't seen something like that before. And so once again,
and like the social media stuff as well, like you don't get into a class because you don't have enough Instagram followers. That was interesting. You could see that happening.
Yeah, and with the way people are doing things for likes, I just thought that was really, really interesting and powerful too. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what other kind of things they use this superhero milieu, as it were, to address these kind of social issues. So I really liked it. I really can't eat anything watching this. I really am doing like this most of the time to
My spaghetti was just fine with it. I don't know what the problem was.
No.
I just imagine the special effects guys going, "You want me to do what?
Yeah.
You want me to make
There's
what?"
several conversations about that. Yes.
Yeah. But definitely not for kids.
No. And don't watch it with your mum either.
Yeah. Some of those scenes, I was like, oops. But very fun, very over the top, which I expect from Gen V. So next up, what do we have next? I think we have going back to the 70s and checking out the crazy times at the Continental. Let's take a peek.
Hey. Your brother?
Yeah, that's it.
Personal effects.
Thanks, Ezra.
I'm going to kill Cormac, and I need all of you.
You so much as spit on his stoop, every freak in and around that hotel will be after you.
If we kill Cormac, we're not only taking his life, we are taking his goddamn house and everything that comes with it.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Shades of Get Christy Love in there. You all probably don't remember that show and TV movie, but I do. It was awesome. And I got a little bit of that in the Continental. David, what did you think?
Did you say Shades of Chris Christie?
Get Christy Love.
Get Chris. Okay.
You needed the money. Come on now.
I guess. It was a nice continuation from what we saw before. It's a good shoot 'em up. It's a little unrealistic in that aspect. If you like John Wick, you're going to really enjoy this world. If you don't like John Wick, you're going to want to watch Paddington 1 and Paddington 2. That is a delight.
No, I mean, really. I think you can watch this one without having seen John Wick, and it would just be a nice kind of crime thriller kind of story. Pat, what do you think?
Well, you kind of summed it up there. It's just a nice crime thriller story. I mean, it was a good middle part. I know there's another episode we're going to have to watch to get a conclusion to this. The first one was kind of an intro. This one was obviously a filler midpoint where you have kind of a little bit of a continuation off the first storylines. You have this kind of this Ocean's 11. Let's assemble a team, and still we're in the dark Matrix level world. Well, you got these special people. You saw him talking to him there, and you get the people. Okay, you're a demolitions person. Okay, cool. You know how to do this. Oh, you're a karate girl. Yeah, let's get you in here. I mean, it felt like it had taken elements of several movies, several crime things, put it together. I liked the way it looked because it stylistically, it's interesting. It's a little too dark in parts. I mean, for it to have any good contrast, in order to make the dark really interesting, you need to have some light to contrast it to. This thing was The Matrix, but about 2 notches down on the color scheme. Yeah, it was that same greenish, gray feel, everything, which I know equates dirty in every movie that you see these, especially
New York in the 70s.
Yeah, and I mean, the Matrix
dirty
was New York in the 90s, but they're still trying to give you this rundown urban feel, and it just seems to be the go-to. And I mean, it looks good, but it reads the same way that the Matrix did, and some of the action was pretty solid, but it wasn't. This is not something I would have went out my way to see. And you knew that was coming because
I think that you're wrong, and no, I think that I know, right? Shocker, Pat's wrong. But that shot where the adjudicator was at the table looking at the Empire State Building. That was one of the most beautiful shots of the series and of TV that I've seen in a long time. They've got some gorgeous cinematography in this, but I just really dig. Can you dig it? The fight scenes, the choreography of the fight scenes. That scene with the sister in that was some cold-blooded 70s style karate action that I, as a karate movie aficionado, really, really super appreciate it. But I enjoyed the story. I think Mel Gibson, even though he's a foul and troubled human being, he's still a great actor, and it makes me mad that I still enjoy his acting, but I think he gives it some real meat to the story. And there are some new, I think they're new, but I'm just not quite familiar. The guy who played the father friend, the sniper, he kind of reminded me of his voice of like Mr. Rogers, but then he was shooting people's heads off. So it was just a weird juxtaposition.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you know. So if this is like opposite world, but I really enjoyed the Continental just for the story alone. And next week we will have the writer of the John Wick stories and the director, I believe, doing the final episode. So it will be very cinematic, and I think
I thought you were going to tell us that they were going to be on the show, but
Yeah, that's what I thought you were
I was like, wow, what a job.
No, of course he's what a baby then, so he can't be killing people. We can't see him pick up a knife and a gun and like shoot and stab somebody at the same time, unfortunately. But I think it's going to be great, so definitely check out the Continental. It's not for kids, but teenagers and people who appreciate kind of 70s throwback, kind of crime caper thriller kind of things will enjoy. Okay.
Something I would say, just like something I was talking about, that the soundtrack was super solid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Everything in it, I loved. Supertramp, Pink Floyd, the whole 9 yards. It was all
Crazy on You.
music for me, man. I'm saying, okay.
Yeah, that funky, the funky reggae song. Fire.
Oh yeah, you're right. That was good.
I loved it. So definitely, even if you may not, jive with the story, definitely check out the soundtrack for the Continental. All right. Now, I know I have two people who are like fanboying out over this week's episode of Ahsoka. Let's take a look. Rebel Season 5.
My job is to protect the people of this republic. And that is exactly what I was doing. In the best way I know how.
I see. And you protected the New Republic by ignoring direct orders.
No, I protected the New Republic by ignoring you.
In this war, you will face more than just droids. It's my responsibility to prepare you.
Your ambition drives you in one direction. My path lies in another.
Great Mothers, I'm in need of your assistance. We are getting to know our adversary, and if she's anything like her master, she'll be unpredictable and quite dangerous. You can't defeat me.
Perhaps. I don't have to.
All right. Why don't we let Peter talk about Ahsoka?
It's all right. I'm not loving it, but it's okay. I thought episode 4 was the
Peter's
best.
on my side. No.
I thought episode 4 was the best episode for this season.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying the lightsaber battles and like the action in the show, but I don't know. It's a bit stiff. Like the having Ahsoka just cross her arms for whole episodes and not really showing much emotion is not really doing it for me. I never watched the Clone Wars, but the clips I've seen, she was a really dynamic and lively character, and I think this translation to the screen just hasn't really worked. I think it's just a generational thing. I think because I grew up with the original trilogy and that's my Star Wars. I think people, like I know younger people, I work with younger people that say that they're loving this. They love the Hayden Christensen coming in as Anakin. They're loving the Clone Wars stuff. But I'm not really a prequel person, and I haven't watched the Clone Wars. I watch Rebels, but I'm finding this more of a show that's like catering to people that love the prequels and the Clone Wars for some reason. So it's got its good moments. The best thing about it, I think, Ray Stevenson is amazing.
There we go.
Every time he's on screen, it just lifts. And which has made me a bit concerned because we've got one episode left and sadly he passed away. So was he going to be like a big part of the next seasons? What's going to happen there? I don't know. I feel like they've got a lot to wrap up. And I'm not sure, like Thrawn's supposed to be this big, bad A-type person, and I don't see that yet. I don't think they've shown him doing anything, that great or intelligent. I saw a meme the other day that said, all my troops got killed and they escaped exactly like I planned. So it's sort of, I'm not sure where they're going with that. But I think the lightsaber battles and fights have been really well done throughout the whole series. And the space battles have been pretty exciting and good. But the rest of it's not that fun. Like that's what I miss in Star Wars, like the fun sort of stuff. Not silly stuff, but fun stuff. Mm-hmm. Like there's a bit of like prequel stuff, I think the fun stuff was more silly. Uh-huh. But the original trilogy, the fun stuff was more fun. I don't know how to describe that, but it was like comedy from situations, not like a silly character banging their head or something. So those little turtle things in this one, like, were a bit borderline for me, and like they're kind of cute but kind of annoying. So, yeah, I'm sort of mixed about this, and I really like the fact that other people are really enjoying it, but I do think it's a bit of a generational thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah, look, it's like a divide on this side of the screen, on that side of the screen, loving it. So let's go to the loving it side. David, you're our guru of all things Star Wars. Tell us what you think.
Well, I tell you, I think, one, Ray Stevenson is the shining piece of this entire show.
Is he Australian, Peter?
No, I think he's English.
Yeah,
I think he's English. He's wonderful throughout this.
Yeah.
The complexity, the shades of gray, not understanding his motivation, all of it. He is awesome. The relationship he has with Shin, I think, is good until this episode. I don't understand in this 7 episodes where he's like, oh, wait a minute, you're too ambitious for me. You got to go.
Nah.
I think there was something missing here in that aspect of it.
Some scene was missing. Like some
there was some stuff
missing.
Yeah, there were some pieces. For me, there were some things missing. Again, I'm an original trilogy guy first and foremost. What I do, the thing that I like the most about the Rebels story, although I everything that was cartoon, I'm like, I sit back with a less critical eye because it's a cartoon. But they did bring in Thrawn, which was the central villain that kind of reignited the fan interest in Star Wars. And so I love to see him on screen. And I love Lars Mikkelsen's voice in that role. We're not seeing as much of him as we'd like. There's a little bit of this show, like many of the Disney programs, with the exception of Andor, lacks the level of intelligence that I associate with the original trilogy, in terms of the gravitas and the seriousness of pieces. I'm enjoying it, but I think this episode it left a little wanting, in some respects. But I'm part of this ride, and I am enjoying it. I would have liked to have seen Rosario Dawson play the role with a little bit more vim and vigor. I get the sense that her experiences with Anakin, she'll maybe be a little bit more like that grown up sorority girl that Ahsoka we kind of would have associated with back in her younger days. My take. A little mixed bag from this episode.
Not a sorority girl, David. Oh man.
Well, again, that's our college experiences. My sorority girls were absolutely wonderful. Miss Teen Kentucky 1989. Still
I
remember her
don't
fondly.
know about that one. But Patrick, what did you think?
Well, I love it. I love every episode I've seen because and the generational thing, Peter, that you got. I suspect I'm older than you, and I saw Star Wars in a theater in 1978 or whatever year, 76, whatever year that was, two times, and that was the only place you could see it. So I went and saw it. My parents paid twice, which was really impressive if you knew my parents. So they'd hold pennies till 8 o'clock because and to get them to do that because it was such a thing. And I've seen all of the movies, I read a lot of the books, and I loved Rebels a lot because and I've been rewatching it because I've had so much time to watch things. So I've been just stuck in the house, but yeah, this has been good. And you guys are right about Baylan Skoll being the good dramatic center of everything that I've seen him in. He just really does elevate everything around him, and it is a little bit mystifying where he's going with it, but just looking, figuring out that he's got this, man. He's a Jedi that avoided Order 66, or as they called it, Order 33, because it only got about half the people.
It's a half-ass thing, man. Only half every Jedi you see's in these shows. Ad nauseum.
You guys.
Yeah. And I get that, but I do enjoy. I like the way he's played the character Thrawn, and after watching Rebels, this is Thrawn's deal. He just does not act crazy. He doesn't do big things. He's playing chess, and a lot of people other playing checkers or Chinese checkers. They're playing and he's playing Vulcan 3D chess even a lot of times. I'm mixing franchises.
You sure are.
Please,
that was a lot of
forgive me,
metaphors.
everybody. Hey, I like both of them, and I can talk both of them. I got a phaser right over here. So I'm just saying, I love all this stuff. So I'm for sure, and the Rosario Dawson character, physically, she's got the Ahsoka look. I think I'm wondering if the transformation from her as a young Padawan or apprentice to being the Jedi Master and the teacher has maybe weighed her down, and in all the intervening years of being hunted and being alone and what have may have dampened that youthful enthusiasm that we saw so much through the Clone Wars and through Rebels towards the end of it when she became part of the storyline. I kind of wonder if that may be part of this lack of animation you're seeing, perhaps. And you know what? I'm going to really just trust Dave Filoni. He wrote all this stuff, so I suspect he knows what he's doing. And I'm just going to let you know what it's like. I don't tell doctors how to operate because that's what they do. I'm going to let him operate. He's got one more. He's going to be delivering this baby, and I bet it's going to be beautiful.
Well, I hope so, and hopefully it's not like an upload baby. But
it's up there with Gen V. I mean, it's appropriate for the context of that.
Yeah, I did like this episode. I thought the action really carried it, and I thought that finally Ahsoka is beginning to use her mind instead of weapons or like trying to fight him. No, the game is to delay. And I think Thrawn, you remember last week we were talking about there was something about him that I just can't connect to. But when watching Gen V, it reminded me of Giancarlo Esposito. as Edgar in The Boys. And that kind of sly, evil kind of person is, and he's never like over the top with it, but you just see it's just evil and bad. And that's what kind of for me is missing with Thrawn is just, and that voice is just so low. I mean, like in volume. And I'm like, dude, I can barely hear you. Like, I just don't like how
people don't gotta yell.
Yes. Huh? I should be able to hear you. I mean, come on. I'm not saying you have to yell or be over the top like, Dudley Do-Rights and twisting your mustache, but just another
right now about the mustache comment. I'm just saying.
I mean, you're not attacked unless you sit around twirling it with your students going, I'm going to fail you if you don't.
Well, hey, I like that. Get that man a top hat and some rope for the railroad.
I didn't say that, but it would be perfect. But yeah, I think this show really is, for me, not having watched those other series, it can be hard to connect to, but I am enjoying the battles and the story. And one thing that bothered me the most was when Balin Scroll was trying to cut loose his Padawan, and then she was like, okay, bye. I mean, it was like, well, Master, I'll go with you. Or, no, you can't do this. You have to come with me. We have to stay together. It was like, peace, see you, bye. And I was like, wait a minute. What kind of like?
It was like taking a puppy out into the middle of the woods, or way out on a country road and dropping him off, going, okay, well, yeah, good luck.
Well, no, and the puppy peeing on the guy's foot and then running off. It's just like, okay,
exactly.
See ya, peace. And I was like, huh? That after all of that build up and just like, get out of here. Okay, that's you then. So
I thought earlier. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
I thought earlier that she was going to perhaps turn and help them, because there was a couple of little looks when she said, oh, weren't you going to like keep your word and stuff, like it looked like she was going to have some sort of development. It still might happen. And just on Thrawn, I think the performance is fine. Like, it's more, I just don't really know what he's doing, so it might be what Patrick said. Maybe he's got this big grand plan that we don't know about, but he just at this point doesn't seem to be doing much, and what he's done doesn't seem to be really working. But
well, we haven't
who knows?
seen much of it,
Nah, we haven't.
The books, there was great exposition about how he thought, and there'd be these long passages of his dialogue or his inner dialogue. What?
Balin Scroll?
No, but with Thrawn, there's things that with that. I mean, there's that some of these things are just kind of missed. That's not there in this show. This show, there's only 8 episodes, and it's jam-packed. And I can make a case, and I'm enjoying it. I like this a lot better than, say, Kenobi, which I was very disappointed.
Oh, yeah, it's better than Kenobi.
Hey, wait a minute, Peter. You gonna get put off this show talking about Kenobi.
She wants her producer to have the mute button on us. Stop it, right? Whatever, she disagrees with it. But yeah, there's too much. And some people would say, where's Zeb? Why did we get a Zeb cameo in Mandalorian if we haven't seen him yet here? And the whole crew hasn't been together on the Ghost. Thank you, Hasbro, for the Ghost. 22,000 of us bought it, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, well, and that special appearance by somebody on there I was like, oh my gosh, every one of the properties. So I love that. I was like, okay, I like this.
There's an expiration date on that too. I mean, because he's old.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, that's why I was glad to see that he made it to this too. So,
and that does include the cartoon, the short-lived Saturday morning cartoon, Droids, and the Star Wars NPR. All three of those that Brian Daly wrote. Which is a great way to watch Star Wars, to listen to it. And he was in all of it.
I wasn't expecting it, so that was a nice little surprise there. That I won't say, but it's really enjoyable to see. So I think this was a great episode. I'm hoping that it's the penultimate episode, so there's only one more. And from what I understand, this is a super expensive show to make. So I don't know if Disney will greenlight a second season. So we better enjoy what we have of Ahsoka. Well, that's all we have for this week. Thank you so much, Peter. Yay!
Oh, no worries. You're welcome.
For joining us. You know you're welcome anytime. And hey, Tim Windsor is here, our very special guy. And so, Peter, you got any final words for us?
I've just seen in the comments Mega Dong said hello. So hello, Mega Dong.
And is that one of your regulars?
I don't know who it is.
Welcome to the party, Mega Dong. I don't know what to say to you, brother.
I know. Maybe he was the dong on GenV. I don't know.
I have no idea. I think it was a mini dong on GenV. That's why he made us shrink. But anyway, yes, thank you very much. If you enjoy my comments, please go over to the Superpower Dare Die team and subscribe to us. And you'll see more of me. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks for inviting me. I like coming on and having a chat. And,
And we love having you, Peter, and all of you out there. I don't care if you liked it or not. Go and subscribe to the Superpower Dare Die team on YouTube. They do a lot of fun, interesting reviews of what are those Power Ranger type.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of Japanese stuff.
Yeah, they do a lot.
Super Sentai and Ultraman and Kamen Rider. And a bit of Indian reviews of different things, and also just your regular Star Wars stuff and Marvel stuff and all that sort of thing. So we try and mix it up, and do a variety of things. We haven't put out anything for a while.
Their Indian dance sequence reviews are hilarious. So definitely check those out. I'm a fan, and you all should be a fan too.
Thank you very much.
Patrick, say goodnight to the people, Sicky.
Good night, everybody. Some things that I did watch while I was sick that everybody should be watching. I don't know if it's on our radar or not. That there was 4 short films that were dropped by Wes Anderson on Netflix that are all from Roald Dahl stories, who wrote James and the Giant Peach, Willy Wonka, not Coraline, that's Neil Gaiman, sorry, but a lot of these wonderful children's books that they were just dark enough, and these are gorgeous Wes Anderson little shorts. They're done like, I just really should tell everybody, if you enjoy that kind of thing, really get out there. That's something I would recommend. There's just kind of a throwaway there, because I know that's probably not on our radar. We got a full schedule, but that was gorgeous stuff. And like I said, I've had a lot of time. I've sat at home since Tuesday, laying in a bed most of the time. So yeah, lots of TV watching. So that was something I came out with, which was amazing. So
great.
We're
always looking for recommendations. And David, say goodnight to the people.
Good night, everybody. Great to have you with us. Got the last episode of Ahsoka. Loki is coming up, I think, October 5th. I saw Haunting in Venice, so if you're wanting like a Halloween-esque kind of thing, that's a good flick to see. And again, if you need something to make you laugh, smile, and even shed a cute little tear, Paddington 1, Paddington 2, pretty good little fun movies there. Check it out and let your heart melt.
Oh, well, I don't want to know what's melting. We've had had enough melting all summer. So
I didn't know where you were going with that, Pam. I'm glad you went back to the weather.
well, David and I will be melting making s'mores if something doesn't happen with the Congress. But next week, as David said, we will be reviewing the premiere of second season of Loki, as well as the finales of Ahsoka and the Continental. So it's going to be great, full of super beings and intergalactic troubles and resolutions in the 70s Continental. So we will see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Yeah.